So I'm going to go through every team that is participating in the Pro-Am and then talk about a player that I'm just really excited to watch in the upcoming weeks. So for Atlanta, I am looking very forward to Stalker because here's the thing. He did not get the play time that he should have gotten on Seoul. I think whenever he did play, his Genji was insane. I thought he was kind of outperforming Fitz even in the midseason madness. It was very 50-50, but looking back at it, I feel like Stalker might have been the better selection. So I'm very excited to see how he does with a bunch of people who are very, we know that they are the best in their roles across the board here, except for maybe Dong Hancock, we're not entirely sure of yet. But I'm very excited to see Stalker just perform insanely. And in the leaked scrims, he looked extremely deadly. He looked insane in any of the leaked scrims. So Stalker is definitely it for me. Then I'm going to move down to actually New York. We're going to go down this way. We're going to go vertically because fuck it. For New York, this is the leaked roster. Now, I also heard some leaks that Anion might not be here anymore. So I'm just going to not spend too much time on this. But in the leaked scrim, I'll go with someone that was in the leaked scrim. I guess Anion was there, right? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go with Kellen. Because here's the thing. He had a lot of hype last season. And it never went anywhere. And he's coming back for another one. So we'll see how he does with a different roster. We'll see. I think this is where we'll see how New York is different. Because I feel like they're going to be kind of low-tiered still. But we'll see if it's a different kind of low-tiered. Because last time it was like, throw all your resources in Yaki, hope he carries, win the game. Are they going to do that again? Or is Kellen going to be able to be more of a carry himself? Or what is really going on here? So I'm kind of curious to see how New York does the playstyle. And then we have contenders teams now. I'm not as familiar with all the contenders players because I am keeping more up to date with Owl, obviously. But I'm going to try and do this anyway. So for Saints, it's definitely Tree. If this guy was 17, he would be an Owl. It's not even close. He is better than probably a lot of Owl DPS that are starting. Like, Tree is very good. I just want to see him tear up the league. I'm very hyped for Tree. Secondary, I want to see more False because he played pretty well in the qualifiers. And I feel like there is a situation where you put False into a place to succeed, and he does pretty well. Just Vancouver was not that last season. But I'll go with Tree, because Tree is just so hype. I cannot wait to watch Tree. Then we'll go to Trick Room, which has a very bright color scheme compared to most teams. I'm now looking at it. But I'm going to go with Pummy. I thought that he performed really well across a lot of roles. The Sombra, the Widowmaker, the Cassidy. He was looking good all around. And I want to see him it's not that he was inconsistent in the few games that I watched, but I felt like whenever he took over the map on Widowmaker on Junkertown, I want to see that level, and I want to see if he can be that level against some Owl teams. Now, their first match is against Shock, so I'm not expecting it there, but I'm expecting it against some other teams in their division who I can't think of at the moment. I think of Vancouver, I guess, is in their division. You think of it like that, maybe? Vancouver or Florida, I think. So I just want to see a really strong performance against like Florida or Vancouver, probably. That's what I'm pretty excited to see. Infected's also another shout, because Infected is also 16 right now. So he's a next year prospect, which would be interesting to see how he does. Then Shock. Proper is going to be very good, so I'm not too... I know what Proper is, so I'm not really going to look forward to watching him. I think I'm looking forward to one of the tanks. Probably Junbin right now. I want to see what he can do on the Wrecking Ball, because obviously he's just probably the best Wrecking Ball in the game, at least in the contenders he was. I'd say last year in Pro Owl, or in Pro Overwatch rather, Junbin was the best Wrecking Ball. So I want to see him come out on it and look absolutely insane. Maybe they won't play the Wrecking Ball, they played some Ramatra and stuff in scrims. I think it'll at least be on Wrecking Ball for like an Ilios or something like that, and I want to see what peak Wrecking Ball looks like. It's been so long since we've seen it. Belos Ria was probably as close as we came to it last year. I'm ready to see more. Boston has to be Birdwing. I cannot wait to see Birdwing back on the stage. I don't even care who's the rest on this roster. It could be like it could be everyone else I've already said on this roster, and I'd still want to see Birdwing the most. I just want to see Birdwing play the game. Again, that's what I want to see. I don't think anyone will be frowning if they see Birdwing load into the lobby. It's going to be an awesome return. I hope that he's still at that level that he was, or even better. This says Birding, by the way. It doesn't still R. There we go. So yeah. Oh, before I forget, I did make a Discord server, which I will post maybe on the screen right now. and then I'll put it in the description and in a comment down below if you want to join that. Talk about matches when they happen. Maybe some match viewing, watch partying, I guess, in the Discord server. I'm not sure. I haven't planned it out. But I know some people were asking, and I am making one, or I made one, rather. So it'll be available as soon as this video is up. Now, Florida. So, for Florida, there's a lot of options here. I want to see someone, because bold prediction from me is that I think someone's going to be the best tank in Overwatch League next season. Straight up. But I'm more excited to see how RuPaul does, to be honest with you. Because he's like the big question mark in this roster for me. We know his Baptiste is very, very good. Like, top of the line Baptiste. But I want to see that more on the Ana, the Zenyatta's, whatever they're coming out with as a team. I want to see how RuPaul performs against other Owl players on that. I kind of believe in him because his BAP is so good, but until I see it, I need to see it to believe it, basically. Toronto has to be speed. Just has to be speed. I want him to really start off this season, or this preseason, whatever you want to call it, on the right foot and come out the gates just full throttle. I want to see them. I want to see some Echo gameplay. Even though Echo's not that good right now, fuck it. Force Echo. Why not? Oh, make that a consistent thing. Force the Echo, run it down, get the resources. I want to see Speedily go crazy. I also want to see him on the Tracer, because that's been a question that people's had. And Toronto's like, well, we have 3 Tracer players, guys. Don't worry. I think Speed is going to be the Tracer moving forward, especially if you want to play, Sojourn Tracer, Hitscan Tracer, whatever you want. It's going to be Hydron Speed. Hydron can't be the Tracer player, but he could be. Hydron, Tracer, Echo. Fully trust Hydron on that. So, but yeah, Speedily is going to be my guy there. For Redbirds, for Redbirds, I have Liar on the screen twice, I just realized. Whatever, I'll leave him. I think Vision played really well in the tournament, so it's kind of a similar thing with Pummy, as I want to see it against Owl. I also think I could go with Renko. I'm interested in Renko. Renko, to me, probably, without looking too in-depth on everyone's flex support gameplay, I would say is the next best flex support to come up from this group after CJ, who has already gone up to Valiant reportedly. So, actually pretty much confirmed because he's not on Saints, so I could go Renko, but I guess I'll go Vision anyway, because same reasons for Pummy. I just want to see him do it against Owl teams. I forget who's in his group, though. I think Vegas, Valiant, Atlanta, or I think Atlanta, yeah. And then someone else who I don't remember. Timeless, Wub making a vengeance run would be really cool. I think Kuffa would be really cool too, because a lot of people wanted to see Kuffa in the league this season, and there were reports that he would be in the league this season. Maybe it's still possible. I think he was linked with Vancouver at one point. I don't remember. That could be wrong. I think Crandop also was linked with Vancouver at one point. But I'm gonna go with the Wub Revenge Tour because I think it's fun. I think Wub heads rise up, basically. And I've been kind of harsh on Wub last year, but it's like, I think the potential's there. I just don't think it was there last season with the role that he had on Paris. But I think it's there. Give him a year. Give him a bit. We'll see what happens. Wub heads rise up is what I'm going to say for that. Vancouver has to be sugar-free. There's no other answer. Seeing how he plays in modern Overwatch is going to be massive. I'm expecting big things. Kind of similar to Speed, only I kind of have higher expectations for sugar-free, which I know might be wrong of me, but I'm a big sugar-free enjoyer anytime. So, yeah, fuck it. Houston, I am going to go with... Gargoyle just got announced. Is the one for me that I would be pretty interested in. Yeah, I'll go Gargoyle. Fuck it. Because I think his Sigma is very good. Obviously, he took a year off, right? So, how are you going to know for sure what it's going to look like? I think it'll be okay. But I was never too much of a fan of his other off-tanks off of the Sigma. So, maybe this is just a Sigma pickup. Even if he doesn't get that much playtime, because I do think Fearless would play over him a lot of the time on anything that isn't Sigma, Diva, Zarya maybe. The off-tanks, I guess you could say. But I'm curious to see how he does. Does he still got it? Does he still got it? Is the big question. London has to be Hottie, I think. How he performs, are they going to spam the Reinhardt? Are they going to play the Wrecking Ball? What are they going to do with Hottie? How does his Sigma look? Poco was still playing the Sigma most of the time. What does the Hottie Sigma look like if they go to Circuit? Things like that, I'm very intrigued. So, it's got to be Hottie there. For Vegas, which I've abbreviated as VGS, I think that's a better abbreviation than VEG. So I hope that's what they go with. But I'm putting Rhino here because he's been leaked to go here. And honestly, it is probably Rhino for me. I'm interested to see how much Rhino does for this team. Because in the leaked scrims, I was pretty critical of Vulcan on the Winston, to be honest with you. Was not a fan of it too much. And I think that is part of the reason why, you had Malthel going 1-12. Yeah, Malthel was not having a very good time on the Sojourn. And there were a lot of errors there, but I feel like almost like Luke, Mino, and Vulcan performed worse in that specific match. To me, at least. So I do think having a competent Winston would make this team better. And that's why I'm going to go with Rhino. For Wisp, it's just going to be Rocket. I think Rocket is very good. Next one up, perhaps. So I'm just do that. I haven't watched too much Wisp, though, to be honest. So could be wrong. And if I am wrong, let me know who your pick is in the comments down below. So, and I will take a look at it, and I will be like, yes, I agree. I see that. Twisted Minds, just going to be Kasa. I'm kind of thought Kasa could find his way into the league this season, even on many a team. But it looks like a lot of teams have found a off-tank now. So maybe not. Maybe not. I guess there's some other, I don't know where else he could go. Because I thought that once he made it into the league, I kind of thought he'd just stay there. But it just has struggled to get back ever since Vancouver. But yeah, I like Kasa a lot. But again, haven't watched a ton of Twisted Minds. Washington is very interesting. There's a lot of names on this list that you could go with. Actually, you could go with literally every single player here, and I'm like, yup, I agree for sure. I kind of want to go with FD God, I think. Because FD God, to me, has the most, like he left Owl on the worst terms, right? Where it's like, a lot of Shock fans were very against how he played, and a lot of stuff like that. I think he's still very exciting to watch. His playstyle is great. An Inting Lucio or Reddit Lucio is always fun to watch. Doesn't matter. Chio is fun to watch. Funny Astro is fun to watch. FD God is fun to watch. Whether he feeds, whether he pops off, it's still enjoyable. Doesn't matter. So I'm going to go with FD God there. For the Gladiators, I could go with Dante. There's been some leaks that Dante's not been performing that well. We got to see, is he going to stick to the Doomfist? Is he going to, kind of like Hottie beside him, to be honest. Is he going to force the Doom? How's he going to look on other tanks? For Dante, it maybe is the Winston without Merit trying to carry, but I guess you have Kai. Kai's also a valid answer. I like Dante for this. For the Valiant, this is a leaked Valiant roster. I'm actually very excited to see how CJ does. I thought he was very, very good in the qualifiers. I thought he was the best Kiriko in the qualifiers. I was very impressed by CJ. So I'd like to see how that does for the Valiant. Nos is also pretty good. Cry, Revenge Tour, not bad, but I'll go with CJ. And then for Team Peps, the hybrid clip on Cass back in the day has me thinking some things, but I could go with Naga as well. Crandop, I'll go with Crandop. Fuck it. Yeah, I'll go with Crandop. Because he was linked at one point with Vancouver. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up on a team like Vancouver. He could do it. This looks valid. Just slide in right here, play a Reinhardt kind of thing. Something like that. Sure, and then we'll see how they really match up. So that's going to be it. This is a one player on every team that I'm excited to watch. Again, I made a Discord, so pop in, tap in if you're trying to conversate. And yeah, like this video, subscribe, have a good one. Deuces.